So we begin with breaking news, and Hamas has released a statement saying it's reviewing a new U.S. proposal for a temporary ceasefire with Israel in Gaza. It says our mediator brothers are making intensive efforts to bridge the gap between the parties, reach a framework agreement, and begin a serious round of negotiations. We are acting with a high sense of responsibility and are conducting national consultations to discuss the proposals we have received from our mediator brothers with the aim of reaching an agreement that guarantees an end to the aggression, the withdrawal, and the urgent relief of our people in the Gaza Strip. Well, those comments come as Israel intensifies its attacks across Gaza, killing more than 40 people. The strikes were hours after Donald Trump said that Israel had agreed to the conditions for a 60-day ceasefire with Hamas. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu made his first comment since Trump's proposal was made public, vowing to eliminate Hamas, saying, quote, "We're not going back to that. It's over." Well, let's bring in Noor O'Day for more on this. She's in Amman, Jordan. Noor, let's start with Hamas's statement. Any indication as to what they are going to do, how they feel about the ceasefire announced by Donald Trump?
Well, the statement fully, I think it serves several purposes for Hamas. On the one hand, it acknowledges the efforts of the mediators, Qatar and Egypt. But on the other, it is attempting to buy a little bit of time in referencing national consultations. There's a lot of pressure that is being applied, including the threats by Donald Trump that if Hamas does not accept this, things will get much worse, not better. So for now, there is no clear yes, and there's no clear no. There is a reminder, though, that the objective that Hamas is seeking is an end to the war, not an open-ended, vague promise of discussing the matter, rather than ensuring that this is going to end after the 60 days.
But, Noor, Donald Trump had said that Israel had agreed to the conditions of a 60-day ceasefire. But do we actually have an outright yes from the Israelis about this?
We don't, actually. And this is an important point. There hasn't been an official statement from the Israeli government. We heard from the Israeli Prime Minister, as you said, who said, the objective is to eliminate Hamas. We're not going back to that. There will be no Hamas stand in reference to the Hamas control of Gaza before October 2023. But we've also seen reaction to that Trump announcement, welcoming it by some in the government and even in the opposition, offering a safety net if some allies decide to, leave the coalition government. And we've seen steps taken by the Israeli army, fully, to lift the classification of closed military zones that have been imposed on communities in the Gaza envelope since the beginning of the war about 20 months ago. That means that the communities can return back, can rebuild, and that they won't be receiving government compensation. So we're getting a bit of mixed signals, but we've been here before. The negotiations basically happened between Washington and Tel Aviv. Once that okay was secured, the ball was thrown to Hamas, and the pressure will be applied to it. If Hamas tries to propose any kind of amendments, it will be deemed as being a rejectionist. And then really the possibilities, or the probabilities rather, of what would come next are very difficult to imagine, because in the words of one Israeli official quoted recently, we will turn everything in Gaza to ashes.
Noor, thank you very much. Noor O'Day in Amman, Jordan.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.